I always knew that my best-selling book, Shepherds for Sale, wasn't exactly going to be a feel-good read. After all, it details how powerful secular foundations funneled millions into Christian groups to promote left-wing policies. And in many cases, these efforts paid off. But there was one area where the infiltrators failed: climate alarmism. Groups like the Clinton and Rockefeller Brothers Foundations mounted a massive, coordinated campaign to convince high-profile evangelical ministries to back greenhouse gas limits. Now, that would have raised the price of everything from gas to groceries. Yet this campaign failed miserably. Why? Well, according to one of their own analysts, because a comparatively tiny group with tiny funding, the Cornwall Alliance for the Stewardship of Creation, went to work educating busy megachurch pastors, ministry heads, and ordinary church members about climate alarmists' exaggerated claims. Cornwall Alliance's scientists, economists, and theologians helped their brothers and sisters see that while the Earth has experienced some minor warming, carbon emissions aren't an apocalyptic threat. A case of science confirming the Bible, which says everything God created is good, including Earth's climate system, which implies that a minuscule change in atmospheric chemistry is highly unlikely to have a catastrophic effect. The liberal analyst lamented that even though the Cornwall Alliance wasn't, in her words, well-resourced, it was able to thwart a propaganda campaign engineered by some of the most powerful people on the planet. Now, when I wrote about what the Cornwall Alliance was able to accomplish with so little, I couldn't help but see it as a modern David versus Goliath story. And I've prayed pretty frequently since then that because Cornwall scholars were so faithful with little, God would bless them with more. Climate change activists haven't forgotten about Christians. Secular left-wing dollars are still pouring into groups, sending speakers and propaganda into seminaries, churches, and Christian colleges. It's all meant to convince believers that faithfully following Christ means backing anti-human climate change legislation. The Cornwall Alliance for the Stewardship of Creation is needed now more than ever. So please consider donating to them so that they're equipped to continue facing and defeating those giants.